Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Clutch Them Pearls. Really do appreciate you. Today marks more developments in the search for Lily and Jack Sullivan pertaining to the stepfather Daniel Martell from Nova Scotia. We're going to be talking about some private messages and the walking contradiction that he continually keeps changing his story over and over again. We're going to catch all of that on the other side of this.
So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only a day. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. Yeah, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Thank you, Miss Maurice, for renewing your membership, girl. How you doing?
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. Have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 3rd, 2025. It is currently 10:33 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. I want to just say a couple things before I get started. I do apologize. It's a lot later than I normally do. It's been a day, to be quite honest with you, and been trying to get ready for the 4th. And hold on. Okay, sorry, I just got a message. I was just making sure. And all of that. And I lost one of my very good friends today, and I don't want to really talk about it because it's been really rough. But um, yeah. So anyway, it'll be okay. So it's been a long day. It's been a long day, and we'll get through it. It's also storming here right now, and I hope my electric doesn't go off. I'm praying it doesn't. So it sometimes when the wind blows 2 miles an hour, my electric goes off. So hopefully it doesn't. Thank you all. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah. So the show must go on. The show must go on. No, Louise, not a big party, not at all. I don't party. A cookout. A cookout's good for me. That's good enough for me. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah. Anywho, I hate cancer. I literally hate cancer. 40 years old is way too young. It's way too young. So, anyway, so I don't have a extreme lot planned tonight like I normally do, but we're going to work with what we got. There is some things that I do want to show you that's very interesting. Um, Daniel is now putting out there that the kids normally go to bed at around what time was it? Anywhere from 7 to 9 o'clock. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And to me, that looks very, very bad. Very, very bad. Because if Lily and Jack go to bed anywhere from 7 to 9 p.m., and yes, yes, and you're saying that Malaya and yourself did not see Lily and Jack for nearly 12 hours. Nearly 12 hours. I don't believe that. Sorry, D. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Ginger. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Maurice, for renewing your membership. I appreciate you. So anywhere from 7 to 9 p.m. is when they went to bed. I think 7 p.m. is very early to put, you know, to go to bed, even for, you know, I don't know about a 4-year-old, but definitely a 6-year-old. Definitely a 6-year-old. That's a little. My parents made us go to bed when the other kids were playing kickball in the street in front of our house. Really? Really? Oh, thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Lovey. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, love. Um, mm, I'm sorry, Nana. Yeah. So that's very strict. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. If let's say they went to bed at 7, they went missing allegedly around 8 a.m. And you're saying you didn't check on your youngest one? Um, NY Leo, I don't have it set up today to do that, but I can tomorrow, honey, for sure. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, honey. So that's 13 hours that you didn't lay your eyes on a 4-year-old, on a 4-year-old. Anyone seeing? Tr- Honey, I was the one that broke it yesterday. Yeah, it came from my channel. Yep, I was the one that showed it. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yep, she sure did. She sure did. All right, I want to show you this. This is pretty interesting, in my opinion. Shut up, Rick. Hold on one second. Damn, hold on. Not Jeffree Star. Hold on. Damn it. I pray I did not lose that. Can you go back to your videos on TikTok? Oh my God. I don't want to lose that. That was my whole show. That was all my whole talking points today. Hold on. Can you go back and listen, like your videos that you viewed? Maybe I got it here. Hold on. Okay, I found it. I got it. Okay. I want to show y'all this. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that. Google has how to see TikTok. I found it. I found it. Again, more messages. Now, these are from these text messages come from Trailer Park Tammy. Janie. Janie is who they come from. And I want you to listen to this. The very end of this video, in my opinion, is the very interesting part because, again, more inconsistencies. This is the thing. I don't think they're going to ever. This is you, Daphne? This is you? Ah, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. It comes from uh Daphne. This is very interesting. Oh, that's nice. You do not look dumb. No, you don't. This is very interesting because, again, it shows something is not right, in my opinion, at all. It's not right.
Hey guys, so I have an update from last night. I spoke to Janie myself on Facebook Messenger. It was her because I checked the profile and I don't want to be too pushy or bother anybody, but I had some questions that I wanted to ask her as I am trying to figure out the timeline and also if Durwood, aka Darren, was telling the truth. Now, I asked her if she believed Janie, do you trust Darren or speak, or do you, so he could speak for her, or is he making stuff up? And she
Listen to
replied
this.
earlier, I guess somebody had asked the same question, saying that she does. And then she says, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on here. And then she says, he opened my eyes.
So let me get this straight. Janie says Durwood opened up her eyes. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Something's weird here, guys. Something is very, very weird here. Janie won't come through a live too? No, because they'll ask her questions. Of course not. And who just said that? Somebody took the next words out of my mouth. Who just said that? Janet Brown. I thought he was getting the info from her. Exactly, girlfriend. Exactly. Yes. I thought all this stuff was coming from you. Janie? I think Durwood is telling Janie some stuff that she wants to hear. I think Durwood is just making shit up as he goes now. That's it. I mean, this is weird as shit, guys. This is why it's crazy. The same Janie who made RCMP get a warrant. Yes, that Janie. Yes. Yes. He is, Luca. Listen to this.
So she is telling me that she does believe what he is saying and he is speaking for her. Now, the other question is, I asked her if she had sent Belinda the timeline because I know Belinda was counting on the
Listen.
timeline of when Jack and Lily went missing. And she replied, she's
Look at this reply. Look at this reply. She said, may I ask if you sent the timeline to Belinda? I know she was counting on that from you. Hopefully, you both connected. Janie says, she's the grandmother. Why not? That's not an answer. Saying, why not? You didn't give an answer. It's a yes or no question. And to me, that's a big flat out no. And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, Janie is going to protect her kids. Let's just be real. But I think she's much smarter, more intelligent than Daniel. And if she starts giving these timelines out, it's going to lock her in. It's going to lock her in. And so I don't think she's given a timeline out. I just think Durwood says shit and it just is what it is. Are they keeping the timeline under wraps? Well, I mean, the timeline has always been anywhere from 6:15 to 6:18. Allegedly, Malaya uses Daniel's phone to contact the school, and then they're in their beds until around 8 a.m. Lily keeps coming in and out. They tell Lily to get out. What a what a sweet thing to do. Tell the kid to get out of the room. Don't wake up the baby. But none of y'all got y'all's asses up to look for, to make sure Lily and Jack were okay. And then Daniel says he's in and out of sleep. Malaya says she's in and out of sleep. So we don't know who was sleeping, who wasn't. I don't believe any of this story, to be honest with you, but this is the timeline they provided. And about 20 minutes goes by and they notice you can't hear the kids anymore. Said, "Can you hear the kids?" And they said no, and they both jumped up. Look inside. Look in the bedrooms. Look outside. Nothing. Daniel recently said he ran up to this field, or not field, their little playhouses. And he runs back, and then he says, she's on the phone with RCMP 911. Can't be, because that was at 8 o'clock. They're trying, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to stretch that timeline out to fill in that from 8 to 10 a.m. is what they're trying to do. But now, once I'm sure the RCMP interviewed him, and we all heard about it, about the 8 to 10 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. thing, we're like, why did it take you 2 hours to call? That doesn't make any sense. Janie protects her son. I questions everything she said. I question everything from everyone on that property that is accounted for and is able to speak for themselves. I'm sorry, always late. It does, Shannon. It does. It does cause frustration and all this, because why can't people just be honest and just say what the hell happened? You see, if they're not involved, a timeline should be nothing. But it shouldn't keep changing. Shouldn't keep changing. So listen to this.
The grandmother, why not? You can see that in the bottom there. Now, I don't know if she has sent it or maybe
That's exactly what I'm
is
saying. Yes.
going to send it. I don't know, but she says, why not?
Right,
I know
Paul.
Belinda did the live show. Belinda is the bio grandmother for Jack and Lily. Now, I know she did the live show on Sunny's YouTube channel a few days ago, and I know she was wanting to connect with Janie on the timeline. And I also want to say something else. Hold on. Now, I have another message from Janie. She is saying that she has not been able to see any of her grandchildren at all. At all. She even had her granddaughter's 9th birthday the other day and was not able to see her 9-year-old grandchild. Also, she hasn't seen any of them but one. So I'm thinking maybe Justin, her son, has a child. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But for on Daniel's side, for Daniel's children, she hasn't been able to see Meadow. Never seen Meadow yet. Nope. And she hasn't seen Daniel's other children with his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. So if she's not involved, that's very sad that she's not able to see her.
Why can't she see the grandchildren? Right, Sherry? Right. I'm telling you, I am telling, they are all keeping something. There's a big asshole. There's a big ass secret that they are all keeping from us. You cannot convince me otherwise. You can't. Big asshole. There is no need for this. All of them. Daniel, Janie, Justin, Malaya. There is a big ass hole, and they are not saying something. Something happened. I'm thinking, okay, do y'all remember? I need to know where that was. I don't know if Daniel says it or someone's, but the cops were there twice. Twice. Because the cops ended up being called, and they end up being called again. Y'all remember that? There was something going on that week. Those kids didn't go to school Thursday. Those kids didn't go to school Thursday either. Justin, remember Grandma Candace had to leave the house for the Zoom visit? Yes, Mama Angie, but someone said the cops were called twice. They did something and they ended up calling again. It was like the next day. Hold on one second. Something's really wrong here, guys. Very wrong. They was in a big yelling match that day and the kids are missing. Yes. But last night Durwood said Janie never denied RCMP to search the RV, but he's not telling the truth because there's way more that he left out. And I believe Belinda 1,000 times more than I would ever believe Durwood. Something's wrong. No, this was because there were fighting. 2 fights. I'm not happy there's a big dog on the property. Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something else in a second. Okay. I got you. Daniel. Oh, Daniel. I have to save something. I'm going to show you guys some text messages in a second. Okay, let me finish playing this.
Grandchildren. But I think, this timeline is very important. And if she is definitely backing up what Darren has said, then something is wrong there. Darren is saying that Janie heard Malaya out by the road with the kids at 6:18 when Malaya called the school. And then Daniel messaged me saying no, it was at 8:38. Well, I thought you said that you guys were sleeping.
Listen to that again.
And if she is definitely backing up what Darren has said, then something is wrong there. Darren is saying that Janie heard Malaya out by the road with the kids at 6:18 when Malaya called the school. And then
So, why didn't you? Does anyone in their right mind
message me saying no, it was at 8:38. Well, I thought you
Sorry, I didn't mean to start that again. Does anyone in their right mind think that? Do you believe Durwood and Janie saying that Malaya was out with the kids by the road at 6:15 that morning? Maybe Malaya and Daniel, maybe you should have said, yeah, they was up. We seen him at 6:15. Talked to him, did all of this, not a fucking chance. Y'all are all trying to dump this on Malaya. Now listen, I don't think Miss Malaya is an angel, if you get my drift. But one thing I don't believe is she is the only one involved. No, I don't think she's innocent either. But they are just trying, everyone was always saying, I think Malaya's trying to set Daniel up. Malaya's the one that's been quiet. It's not a good look, no. But she's not the one out here trying to throw different time slot out and throw Daniel under the bus. I don't believe any of them. I don't believe any of them at all. So I'm going to play this. While I play this, I'm going to play it through again. I have to edit something out because I want to show y'all something. So give me a second here.
You said that you guys were sleeping at 8:38. So see where I'm getting.
Yes, Daphne, I completely see.
It is so confusing that we're not able to get a straight answer. And right now I'm speaking to someone who has done a timeline, and we still have so many holes in the timeline because we're not getting straight answers, or it just doesn't make sense. So hopefully somebody will come forward and be honest and say where Lily and Jack is. It's all it takes is one adult to be brave and tell the authorities what actually happened. I want to thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Okay, guys, so I have an update from last night. I spoke to Janie
Thank you so
myself
much.
on Facebook Messenger. It was her because I checked the profile, and I don't want to be too pushy or bother
Mima, thank
anybody,
you
but
so
I had
much.
some questions that I wanted to ask her
I'm going to show
as
you all some
I
messages.
am trying to figure out the
Bear with
timeline,
me.
and also if Durwood, aka Darren, was telling the truth. Now, I asked her if she believed Janie, do you trust Darren or speak, or do you, so he could speak for her, or is he making stuff up? And she replied earlier, I guess somebody had asked the same question, saying that she does. And then she says, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on here. And then she says, he opened my eyes. So she is telling me that she does believe what he is saying, and he is speaking for her. Now, the other question is, I asked her if she had sent Belinda the timeline, because I know Belinda was counting on the timeline of when Jack and Lily went missing. And she replied, she's the grandmother. Why not? You can see that in the bottom there. Now, I don't know if she has sent it or maybe is going to send it. I don't know. But she says, why not? I know Belinda did the live show. Belinda is the bio grandmother for Jack and Lily. Now, I know she did the live show on Sunny's YouTube channel a few days ago. And I know she was wanting to connect with Janie on the timeline. And I also want to say something else. Hold on. Now, I have another message from Janie. She is saying that she has not been able to see any of her grandchildren at all. At all. She even had her granddaughter's 9th birthday the other day and was not able to see her 9-year-old grandchild. Also, she hasn't seen any of them but one. So I'm thinking maybe Justin, her son, has a child. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But for on Daniel's side, for Daniel's children, she hasn't been able to see Meadow. Never seen Meadow yet. Nope. And she hasn't seen Daniel's other children with his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. So if she's not involved, that's very sad that she's not able to see her grandchildren. But I think, this timeline is very important. And if she is definitely backing up what Darren has said, then something is wrong there. Darren is saying that Janie heard Malaya out by the road with the kids.
I think they are using Durwood as their useful idiot, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Okay. I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you. She can't see them, but Daniel can. I don't know. That's what I think they're using him for. And he's just eating it up. But I don't believe him either. Daniel Martell says the mother did not hide them. The proposed theory is that the mother escorted them quietly to the vehicle. Okay. Daniel, how did she escort them quietly to the vehicle when you said you wasn't asleep by any stretch of the imagination? And you saw Lily come in the room and you told her to leave. And then 20 minutes later, you say you have you kind of doze off and you wake Malaya up and you say, "Do you hear the kids?" And that's when you both jump up. And that wasn't at 6:15, sir. Daniel, you have some splaining to do. The proposed theory is that the mother escorted them quietly to a vehicle, that the vehicle drove them to an unknown location where they remain in hiding. Investigators are still hard at work determining the exact unknown location. They are at an unknown location. I agree with that. But I don't think they were taken out and just put in a car and just hidden. You only hide something you don't want found. So why is Daniel, Janie, Justin now all changing the timeline? If I were the RCMP and these buffoons were changing their timelines and their alibis, and they did come in and were interviewed like Daniel had already came in and interviewed, and he changed it, I would arrest them. I would arrest Daniel for obstruction of justice because he didn't tell me that. He didn't tell RCMP that. You either lied to the news and the public, or you lied to authorities. Two different stories. I don't think, I mean, Shannon, I don't think that they are the ones that made this happen, but I think they are potentially accessories to this. What for, they say? Which one, Charlotte? What do you mean? No, RCMP, they're more than equipped to handle it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that there is this many stories, y'all. They don't want these kids found. Okay, Rainbow Baby. They don't want them found. If you wanted them found, you would have said one true alibi, one true timeline, rather. All right. I can 100,000% assure you that these texts are real and true. Okay? Just want to put that out there. I got this off, but I did delete some the response from the other persons. Uh, these are all Daniel Martell. They are loud kids. That's how I know someone they knew from Malaya's side of the family took them. You don't know anything, Daniel. Daniel, I agree. I agree. 1,000%. Daniel, when a parent or anyone for that matter who has no idea where a child is, or a person for that matter, they don't say, I know for a fact about anything other than you know for a fact that they are missing. You don't say, I know for a fact that someone of Malaya's family took them. Of course you know. You don't know. Of course you don't know. It's crazy. I agree, but there aren't. Hmm. That's how they are loud kids. That's how I know someone they knew from Malaya's side of the family took them. Now, who else do we hear about the kids being loud? The bus driver. Now, a possibility in a farmhouse. No, they're, I don't believe they're alive at all. It does, Gloops. It does. The bus driver says they are loud. So that makes me wonder, are they telling us, did someone get pissed off because they were loud and they kept coming in the bedroom or something? I don't know. Now, the dog did bark, but briefly. I'm guessing whoever took them may have said to shh, don't be loud. Yes, he's saying whoever took the dogs to shh, don't be loud, dog. Don't be loud, poochie poo. Unbelievable. I think the GM, his brother and mom on. He's got a lot explaining to do. Now, what did um what did Belinda say? Thank you, Summer's Army. Good to see you, baby doll. Thank you so very much. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah. Touch the dog. Yeah. Dog's gonna bark. The dog did bark, but very briefly. How would he know? How would he know the dog barked very briefly when someone took the kids out? How would he know that? Very briefly? What? Did you know the person that was allegedly taking the kids out, Daniel? And you heard the dog barking? Thought he was sleeping. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hold on. Okay. Uh okay. Next. Daniel. They would always be in bed before 9 p.m. no matter what. But most times around 7 p.m. Yes, I do a lot of fishing. Well, most of the time, he says the kids go to sleep at 7 p.m. Isn't that interesting, y'all? Seven p.m. So it would have been 13 hours since the last time you guys saw Jack or Lily. Is that what you're saying to me, Daniel? A 4-year-old you or Malaya didn't see him for 13 hours? 13 hours. Didn't check on your 4-year-old for 13 hours? Come on. You're right. You absolutely did Mohawk. Durwood tried to tell Belinda what she's seen and heard while he was not there, and Belinda was. 13 hours in a diaper. That is absolutely neglect. That is absolutely neglect. Justin in the school says, or the school bus driver says, the kids are always tired. He has said he was the only one taking care of them. Malaya only took care of the baby. Uh-huh. Yeah. But he says here, huh. I just cannot understand this mother chicken. I really can't, y'all. This makes me want to scream. Hold on. Let me check something here. Hold on. I've not seen this. I've not seen this one.
Sullivan and her brother, 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, are still missing in this rural area of northeastern Nova Scotia. The RCMP is the lead agency here, along with EHS, hundreds of search and rescue crews from Halifax to Cape Breton. During the daytime, there are anywhere from 100 to 140 search and rescue crews in the woods, and the search continues all night. They deploy between 60 and 75 search and rescue crews in the woods all night long. So
look, Daniel. Look, Malaya, all of these brilliant, good-hearted people out here searching day in and day out, risking life and limb to find Lily and Jack. And now y'all are just changing the story up. Well, not Malaya. I can't say Malaya. But Daniel, Janie, they're changing the story up. Look at this. More people came into that area than actually live in that entire area to find Lily and Jack.
Each searcher will work a 12-hour shift before they have to take a rest. There are 3 helicopters in the air, and there are dogs as well involved in this search, drones too. Search and rescue officials are keeping very close track of which sections of this area around Lansdowne have been searched. And once that area is covered, they move on, and they say it's important that no one wander in. Incidentally, this search has been the first assignment for the Nova Scotia Provincial Guard. They aren't directly involved in the search, but they're helping with traffic, protection of parked vehicles overnight, and just generally giving directions to people who are coming and going, those involved in the search and rescue effort.
Damn.
Earlier,
Guys, look at that mud.
to
Look at all that mud. Daniel, your four-wheeler should have been, and this is a road. We're not talking about all these trails you went up, Daniel, in your 20 or 30 acres of searching property on your ATV.
people who are coming and
Poor
going,
kids.
those involved in the search and rescue effort. Earlier today, we spoke to the partner of the 2 children's mother. Here's some of what he had to say about Jack and Lily.
Exactly. All that mud in one footprint. Yeah. No, Lorraine. She gets it about every 3 hours.
Lily and Jack are awesome kids, very, very kind. They'll talk to anyone. They want to go with anyone. They're just looking to have as much fun as they can. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
He says he's also hoping.
Wow. I think he's crying over the totality of the situation and perhaps maybe
Police
what
monitor
happened.
the New Brunswick border and the airports for any sign of the 2 children. But RCMP tell us this afternoon they're not considering any possible abduction here. As far as they're concerned, they're looking for 2 young children who simply wandered away.
I know that.
Did you hear that? Daniel, Malaya, Durwood, Janie. Nobody took them and is just hiding them anywhere except their location that they were put in. Say where it is. Let's get this over with.
There's a lot of people pulling for these kids to come home. We've heard a lot about the impact that this is having on the community at large and the family, and it's really important that we locate these children and get the information from the scene here and from anyone who might have information about the kids and their habits. So it's been really important to have engagement from anyone who knows these kids.
A spokesperson for the Chignecto Central Regional Center for Education tells us the 2 children were students at Salt Springs Elementary School. Their stepdad told us they'd both been out sick all week before disappearing on Friday. The school has additional support staff on site at Salt Springs if anyone needs that support. Meanwhile,
they've been sick all week. I think that's highly convenient. I find that highly convenient. Why were they out Thursday? Apparently, y'all took them to a shopping mall Thursday. Isn't the ATV owned by the brother? No clue. Yeah, me and you. That's someone was telling me that. I hope she's okay.
The search will continue
part,
into the
Rainbow?
night here in the Lansdowne area of Pictou County for young Jack and Lily Sullivan. RCMP and search and rescue officials tell us they will have search and rescue crews on the ground. They'll have dogs with them, and they'll have drones in the sky.
The search for 2 missing Pictou County children is still ongoing. Robert Parker is the warden of the municipality of Pictou County. Sir, this situation has gripped so.
I mean, they were actually they were actually not in school 2 days. Wednesday they didn't have school, but maybe Wednesday, if they had school, we don't know about Wednesday. They may have not have went Wednesday if there was school, even though there wasn't. They didn't go Thursday. Obviously, they didn't go Friday. Yes, Jill, that is correct. The best spot, they say, for phone service is at the end of the driveway. Yep. Bus driver dropped him off Tuesday. Media also said Daniel did pass the polygraph. Well, they said most of them say reportedly, meaning, and a lot of people take that as he passed the test, but it just means Daniel's reporting to them that he passed. But they get a lot of stuff wrong. Let's see if there's anything on Daniel with this one. Okay, there's nothing with Daniel on this one.
When someone goes
There's nothing on Daniel with this one, but I want to see. I don't know if I've seen this one.
missing, search and rescue teams kick into high gear, and new technology is starting to be used across the country to help in these searches. The RCMP have what's called forward-looking infrared, or FLIR technology. It's a kind of thermal imaging that detects heat signatures. In cases of missing persons,
Right
it can
there.
be used to find body heat in a forest.
Which they, being no more than 20 minutes ahead of you, Daniel, why the hell did you get in a car or a four-wheeler?
The search for 2 missing children in rural Pictou County is.
That doesn't make any sense. Is this one with Daniel? I've not seen some of these interviews. This one's got Daniel
Now
on it.
into its 5th day, and there's still no sign of 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan.
5th day.
The siblings went missing last Friday morning when it's believed they strayed from their home in Lansdowne Station. CBC's Preston Mulligan joins us now live from the search area with the latest on the efforts. Preston.
Good evening, Tom. Well, as you said, yes, as we near the end of day 5 in the search for these 2 young children, sadly, there's still no good news report. The RCMP held a news conference a couple hours ago to give us an update. Basically, there's not much else to say other than the search for Lily and her brother Jack continues here and around these woods, in these deep woods in the Lansdowne area of just about 20 kilometers south of New Glasgow. Now, during that news conference, they did talk a bit about the resources they have in the air that are looking for these children. They talked about how the drones work. They have drones in the sky at night and at daytime. They have infrared sensors that are able to detect heat on the ground. But regardless of the number of drones, the search and rescue officials and the dogs that are combing through the woods, not to mention the helicopters that we hear constantly flying overhead, still no sign of the children. Hundreds of search and rescue personnel from all over the province are still here. Many of them have been combing through the woods here for about 5 days, taking time off from their jobs, their personal lives, and RCMP say they're getting exhausted.
exhaustion and optimism, right? We want to bring these two children home to their parents. We've got people who've been here since day one, since the first time the call came in. So they're tired and they're optimistic. They have one job.
Oh, Melissa, thank you, baby doll. Appreciate you so very much. How you doing? Thank you, love. If you received that membership, make sure you give our beautiful Melissa a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, sweet Melissa. Good to see you, honey. Cause Malaya did not register the children till they went missing. What do you mean not? Oh, registered them to the tribe, the First Nation.
This is all search and rescue does, is they try to bring people home safely. So they're trying to stay on focus. They're trying to stay on mission. They're sacrificing their personal lives. They're sacrificing a lot to be here to try to help this family out, to bring these two children home.
Now, RCMP Search and Rescue are still working under the assumption that the 4 and the 6-year-old wandered away from the home in Lansdowne, just south of New Glasgow, on Friday morning. Today, some of the family members walked me through into that wooded area directly adjacent to where they live, maybe 20-second walk from the home into the woods.
I've not seen this.
And as you walk into the woods, there's a little, kind of a tree fort, a little lean-to, and that's where the kids would play. And the family around there say they find it very hard to believe that, given how thick the brush is on some of the steep banks around that area, and just the difficulty moving around if you sort of leave that trail, how difficult they find it to believe that they could have gone anywhere deeper than that into the woods.
Yeah. And I agree.
No idea. I had no idea. I'm still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else, and dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the search is just so far out.
And so, Tom,
I can't go just running through the woods. The search is just so far out. Daniel, you went searching in your car, you said. I don't know why anyone says their kids go missing. They look in the house, they look in the front yard, and they jump in their car. Daniel is a helicopter, but clean his house and yard. Yeah. What was Malaya doing while you were searching in your car? And when did you get time on a four-wheeler, Daniel, to search 20 or 30 acres? And when you got back, because your words, you say you were gone most of the day, Friday, and the day after. When was this time, Daniel, whenever some guy in an army suit or whatever it's called, when was this when you got to be able to jump over the fence and start looking again? Because that's 3 different ways. Cassie, you okay, honey? I ain't seen you. Good to see you. That's a lot of searching, right? And 2 of those would have had to been, before even the police came. If anyone out there still believes them, it's beyond me. It really is. It really is beyond me how anyone could still believe that he holds any, that he's just giving you the solid truth. Because again, you don't need to change the truth. When you want the children found, you're going to say the truth every single time. Everyone since. Everyone. I thought it took him 30 seconds to go up into the woods. Yeah, that's when he said he looked in the yard, and he recently added he ran up to where they just showed you, and it took him 30 seconds, and he says by the time he got back, Malaya was on the phone with the RCMP. But listen to this. Oh, Daniel, I just thought of this. Oh, Daniel. You said Malaya said, "Should I call the police?" in a text message. And you were like, let me find that text. I'll find
We're
it in a
just about a
second.
kilometer away from where the command site was, and where that command site is, RCMP are leading that investigation, but they're on the search and rescue operation. Running in tandem and kind of parallel is kind of a missing persons investigation that the RCMP is involved in as well. And so as those investigators glean new information based on interviews, maybe they'll find a piece of clothing from home and they'll bring it to the search and rescue site. Any new information, they'll bring it to the search and rescue site, and then they will modify their search and adapt their search and sort of fine tune.
Look at this. Malaya asked me when noticed the kids were gone, should I call the police? Right there. Hold on, I need to find the rest of that. This is a very interesting one right here. My mom was napping and came outside because she heard me yelling that morning for the kids. Okay. But I thought now you guys are saying Janie saw Malaya coming back from the road. Who naps that early? Exactly. Mom came out and she said Malaya had a look of worry in her eyes that mom was home. Is she not normally home at, 8 o'clock in the morning? Is she not normally home? Look at your text, honey. Okay. And I think I look at the other Canadian missing persons report, and Lily and Jack weren't even there. Scroll to the beginning of the hold on. Okay. Which one did you send me? Did I reply back to you just now, Sandy? I just got a couple up there. Okay. Mom came out and said Malaya had a look of worry in her eyes that mom was home. No tears. She wasn't scared the kids were gone. Just a look of worry. She got caught for something wrong. Daniel. Janie, did y'all not tell RCMP this? Daniel, if you was sleeping, if you was the one awake, hold on. You're bad at this, Daniel. You're really bad at this. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Give me 2 seconds. Where's this? This is with CBC. Hold on. CBC Daniel Martell interview. I'm looking. Where's that one with the one with Belinda on it? Let's see here. Let me do it like this. I guess I'll do it like this. Oh, there's an update on Travis Decker. Okay. Let me try it like this. It might be actually here. This is what, 2 weeks ago? Okay, I found it. Oh, no, I didn't. 2 weeks ago. Okay, what happened to that one? It had Belinda on it and Daniel.
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that?
Hold on.
the polygraph exam, I gave them my phone. I told them
Let me.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
yeah.
And I think most Canadians would know.
Okay, 1 second.
I said, did you kill Lily and Jack?
Mind when someone's asking you that question.
Has a massive release to the roof, and your body doesn't know what. Are you accessory to the murder of Lily and Jack? They were all.
So all of the questions.
Okay.
The police have done a number of people are.
Yeah. There's a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people that live in the area. And those interviews typically.
Let me do it like this so I can check. That way I can check the actual text here. We won't get a commercial. All right. Transcript. Sleep. Morning. Morning. I know they said it here. Mother's test. Okay. Maybe it's right here. It's always cared. Oh, y'all aren't looking at the right one. I'm sorry, guys. Shit.
You'll see a lot of stuff online that the kids could have been missing for days. They were out of school for days, and they were seen in the Glasgow area on camera the day before the disappearance in the afternoon.
Where was that?
I don't know if I can say that, but it was near the Highland Square Mall.
Was it with you?
It was with me, Malaya, and Meadow, and Lily and Jack were there too.
And are the police aware of that?
The police were aware of that since.
Do they have that video?
Yes, they do. I also talked to my coworker in the parking lot as well, and he verified that with investigators as well. So for all the speculation, they were gone days ahead of time, or they were seen the afternoon on camera before the disappearance.
Why do you think the police are asking for video dating back, days before that?
Well, the reason for that is they want to see the traffic of the vehicles on the roads in the area, right? Maybe vehicles that were traveling that area a lot over the last few days prior to hand, or vehicles that weren't seen in the area, or vehicles that were seen in the area, like local people that are, you know what I mean, making frequent trips past the house, or which it's all considered evidence. I mean, the more pictures and videos is the better.
They say they have hundreds of hours of video.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if they found anything on those videos?
I think it was up to 2 weeks ago, they had footage that they examined for evidence that was 8 kilometers diameter out from the house. So that was after a month. That's how long it took to get footage and review it 8 kilometers out. So
but what's on the video?
I don't know. I'm only limited by what they tell me.
How often are they in touch with you?
Investigators now, I'd say maybe once every 5 days. And usually I'm the one who calls or messages them.
And how's that changed over the course of the 6 weeks?
Well, from the beginning, it was almost daily, tapering off to where it's only once every 5 days now.
Finally. Fuck.
And how do you feel about that?
Took me forever. Sorry, guys. It's only limited about what? Yeah, exactly.
To authorize and start getting some
play. We're having storms here. Why is it? Play, mother chicken.
search teams going to the Gerlach location.
Radio chatter. Search crews and first responders mobilizing in a quest no one dreamed would take this long.
Make sure mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
A home deep in rural Nova Scotia.
Canadians and British do documentary and news the best. Hands down. Hands down. Oh, thank you, Joyous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. It's been a rough day for me, and I usually don't talk about that, but thank you so much. I just appreciate that comment. I really do. Yes, Karen. We say mother chicken here a lot. And I have said mother chicken for almost 20 years. And I started that when my oldest child was born. And He so I wouldn't cuss. So I say mother chicken. So that's why I say mother chicken.
140 kilometers northeast of Halifax, the last known location.
A lot of area to cover. We're out in sticks here.
Listen to this right here.
Not one, but two missing children. A dog that barks at everything, a mother who left on the second day.
Oh, a dog that barks at everything. I just now noticed that. The reporter just said, a dog that barks at everything. I just noticed that. But Daniel just said, shh, shh, dog. Someone from Malaya's family said, shh, puppy. No puppy. I want to show you
A father who
something.
hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepfather trying to piece things together.
He says something.
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody.
Year-old Lily May.
Here we go.
It is Friday, May 2nd. Martell and his partner Malaya Brooks-Murray, the children's mother, are having a lazy morning with their baby. Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone.
Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone. I hope that's an error on the news's part, because you said Jack was in the kitchen, Lily was in the living room. Number one. Number two, Daniel, especially you, Malaya. Why would you leave a 4-year-old in a kitchen? A 4-year-old in the kitchen. Was he hungry? You know, since you didn't see him for 13 hours? According to Daniel?
Malaya and baby were asleep.
Listen to this.
Lily
This is
came
it.
in multiple
Hold
times.
on. First of all, I don't believe him. The way he just said that. He just said, Mom and baby were asleep. He ends it. If people who end their words in a slur, like they're not enunciating their word, unless it's a speech impediment, of course, but they make their words smaller as they go down, or they slur them while they're going down, they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth.
I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear deep sleep.
They're in the kitchen alone.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me.
Okay. I was not in deep sleep by any means. I was not in deep sleep by any means, and Malaya was laying right beside of me. My mom was napping and came outside because she heard me yelling that morning for the kids. Malaya was playing on her phone. Mom came out and she said Malaya had a look of worry in her eyes that Mom was home. No tears. She wasn't scared. The kids were gone. Just a look of worry she got caught in something. Daniel, first off, your mom was napping, according to you in this. Okay. She heard you because you were yelling, you say. How did she, first of all, if you were outside yelling and Malaya was outside, y'all are now saying that she was outside handing the kids off to someone, right? But you also say here Malaya was playing on her phone. So is she handing the kids off, playing on her phone, looking at your mom like she's worried? All at the same time? She was in a deep sleep, yet she didn't hear. He wasn't in a deep sleep, yet didn't hear the kids outside, like Janie said she heard, and didn't hear that dog bark. Didn't Durwood say Janie said she was up at 8:30 on the phone with her brother? That's another story. Yeah, when is the damn potholes filled? Was that the day before, the morning of? Like, what the hell? Is it possible he wants everyone, including Malaya, to think he was in a deep sleep when she was? How do you mean? Oh, like he did something while she was asleep? It is possible. It is possible. But I don't understand why she would not be speaking out more. I don't get it. Malaya woke up after 9 and the kids were gone. But Malaya said she was the one awake and Daniel was asleep, and she woke him up saying, Daniel, I don't hear the kids. And we both jumped up. See, that's the problem. Hey, Diamonds. Good to see you, honey. Thank you, Jen. I'm sorry you had a rough day. We love you and appreciate you. Tomorrow's a new day. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Jen. Thank you so much. The show must go on. It must. It just, you just don't, it's just crazy. I have lost 2 of the people that I worked with. We all worked at the same location in a year. 2 of them. And at a job I used to work at, and he was the manager, I was the assistant manager, and my other friend that worked there, she was a manager for that department. He was the store manager. I was the assistant for the whole store. I was the assistant. And I'm like, damn, just crazy. We are drifting in and out of sleep. Yeah. Thank you, Charlotte. We are drifting in and out of sleep. Yeah. I don't know about you, but like drifting in and out of sleep, I usually don't remember when I drift in and out of sleep, like of what's like, especially of the morning. Like I might wake up for like a second, but I'd back out. Like I don't remember that. Maybe some people do, but I don't. Okay. So he says that. My mom came out and she said Malaya had a look of worry on her eyes. Why wasn't nodding out maybe? Why isn't anyone telling the RCMP this? Daniel, Janie, why didn't you say this on the news? Daniel, Janie, drifting in a water related word. It is. It sure is. There's a lot of water. You're right. And that's what worries me. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I know exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow.
She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear
We're going to have a good show
Lily and
tomorrow.
Jack.
The time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m.
The time, nobody will say for sure. Well, Daniel, y'all said 8 a.m. was the last time y'all noticed the kids was missing. And then when we called you out on that and said, okay, 8 a.m., you said is the last time you saw the kids, and the call wasn't made till 10 a.m., that's a 2-hour time difference. And once that was called out, you're like, we're not going to tell times anymore. We're not going to tell times anymore. Thank you, Sense. So thank you. That he would literally contradict the only thing that I know, Debbie. Oh my God. This gives me a fucking headache. Yeah, Charlotte, that's what time that's what I think it was 9:50 is when they called the police. 9:50. But the last time they saw the kids, and that's the thing, it's like Daniel says he jumps in his car. And then in other interviews, he says he's on his four-wheeler and searches for 20 to 30 acres around the house. Now, if you search 20 to 30 acres around your house, okay, with a four-wheeler, why do you need to get in the car? Why do you need to get in the car? You just searched. Doesn't make sense. And then he says when he got back, the RCMP was there. And then I've got interviews and direct quotes from him in interviews that he says, when we got back, we waited for the RCMP to get there. In other interviews, direct quotes from him, the RCMP was already there. Which one is it? Yep. That's exactly right, Mohawk. That's exactly right. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna
p.m. when they got a 911 call.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
I don't believe him the way he says it, number one. I came back down and she was already on the phone with the RCMP. Really? Was she, Daniel? What do you say here, Daniel? What is this? Let me show you. Let me find it. Give me 2 seconds. My brain is fried today. What does he say right
And they
there?
got a 911 call.
Oh, she was already on the phone with the RCMP. Okay. RCMP. I've got it extended because he builds off of this. Malaya asked me when noticed the kids were gone, should I call the police? Yes, even I don't know some things. So she went outside first, then told you she couldn't find the kids. No, I ran through the house, searching every room, then ran outside the back sliding door. It did everything. I did everything so fast. She said they're gone when we were both outside. Well, yeah, if they're not outside. And a lot of people's taken that as like a dig at Malaya. And listen, I don't believe Malaya either. But if your kids aren't inside, right? If your kids aren't inside where they're supposed to be, and they're not outside in your yard, you're going to say, oh my God, they're gone. That's nothing to write home about. It's just nothing to write home about at all. But I'll be honest with you. I think something like this did happen. The anchors, right? But I think a lot of this is just absolute BS that they keep. And it's the BS part is the parts. See, the truth part, the things that never change are the anchors, right? The things that never change. But the things that are constantly changing, this happened. This is the most sensitive parts to the story that they don't want us to know.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly.
Remember that? That's tomorrow. I am going to tell you a little bit of one thing I am going to do tomorrow. I'm going to try to remember. I'm going to try to fit this into tomorrow's live stream. If not, we'll do it the day after. But I'm going to give you the top excuses that parents or caregivers who have a missing child and end up being involved, the top excuses that they use. CPS does have Meadow 100% confirmed. 100%. Who is Justin? I'm Justin, but there is a Justin in this case, and there is Justin in this case is Daniel Martell's brother. Sleeping Brit. Yeah.
On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival is taken into consideration.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chatter.
Families
Okay. What is the source to what, my dear? Just ask me, and I'll try my best to tell you.
brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a partial
What we're
piece
watching?
of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martell says a piece of Lily's blanket was
Do y'all
found.
hear that? Listen to this.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a partial piece of a blanket.
Police won't say.
There's a part of a blanket. Hold on. What's going on? What's the source to what?
Say anything about a blanket, but Martell says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says both children may have undiagnosed autism.
For a lot of people, this story just sounds odd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. And I see it every day online.
He's
So-
keenly aware the
Daniel says, let me pull it up. In trying to find the date of the. Also, was there this? Can y'all help me out on this? Was there a change of clothing? Is there a change of clothing that Lily might have been, or not Lily? Yeah, Lily might have been. Was it ever changed around? Like she was wearing a pink shirt, and then they said she was wearing with something on it, and then they said she was wearing a pink something with a Barbie on it. Did anyone ever hear that? What time did authorities get there? Is that what you mean, Diamonds? Authorities got there a little after 10. I've got something right here, and I might have took a screenshot of it. I'll find it in a second. But at 10 a.m., they called around like 9:50-ish, 9:40, 9:50-ish. It didn't take them no more than 15 minutes. I know that. The children were last seen playing in the yard. Mom's statement, they were outside, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. 11 o'clock is when the Vulnerable Missing Persons Advisory issued by Pictou County. The Pictou County Dispatch RCMP is seeking the public assistance helping to locating 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, last seen the morning of May 2nd in Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. Lily has shoulder-length, light brown hair with bangs and wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, pink boots. Jack has short, blondish hair and was last seen wearing blue dinosaur boots. Further clothing details are unknown. A vulnerable missing persons advisory has been issued. Now, you saw the text message that Daniel sent out, and he says at the kids go to sleep maximum 9 o'clock, 7 usually. I can't imagine any parent going 12 and 13 hours not looking or checking on your child, your 4-year-old baby. Now remember, Meadow, from what I understand, was about 2 years old. She's about 2 years old. Jack is just 4. Right? Yes. Let me show you. These are text. Daniel. They would always be in bed before 9 p.m., no matter what, but most times around 7 p.m. Yes, I do a lot of fishing. No way. You just can't, you can't sell me on that. See, Sharon, I always thought she was 18 months too, but someone today said she was about 2. Yeah. Yep. The baby was taken by CPS. Oh, the confirmation, is that what you mean? The confirmation on that is CPS directly. They have taken the baby and they did, which I was shocked that CPS said anything. I've never seen it happen before, but they did say that, and that they had been there in prior months before, but that's all they could say. Thank you, Rainbow. Daniel, that's what he says. Daniel only cares about Meadow, is what he says. Well, but I think he said that in a text. He's like, I only care about Meadow, but he meant, he's not worried about Malaya. He's only worried about Meadow. But the way Daniel speaks in these text messages, that Malaya was no mother to Lily and Jack after she had Meadow. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. He said he was the only one that would take him outside. He was the one that would do this. He was the one that would do that. So if Daniel was working 5 days a week, 6 to 9 months at a time when the weather was good, if he was the one, you know, Malaya wouldn't do anything for the Jack and Lily at all, then why would he go to work and just leave the kids there, Jack and Lily there, if she wouldn't bother with them? No, I don't buy it. I think that all these children were just neglected for whatever reason. He says it right there. So sad, man. Oops. Catch them lying by asking them to talk about events starting now. Yep. Sapphire. Yeah, that's what I was saying yesterday. If Daniel would come up here, I would love to interview Daniel. He will not speak to me. He will not even speak to me though. I would ask him to say the timeline backwards. They can't even say it forward, really, because they keep changing it. The school reported the social after he had problems and Lily had problems. I had heard that, Jane. I had heard that allegedly it was the school that reported. And this is my concern. Listen to this. You know how Malaya said Jack and Lily are behind everyone else at school? Everyone else at school. Remember that? That worries me. Because I don't think she's like, they might have autism or whatever. I just don't think that they were worked with. I don't think that they were worked with at all. At all. I don't think that they're worked with at all, in my opinion. Gotcha, Layla. I won't rule out scapegoating or Cinderella syndrome. She may have absolutely grown to hate them and targeting her self-hatred on them. She could have. I've done several, at least 2 or 3 lives on Cinderella syndrome. I don't know. If she had a problem, like, I wonder, I can show you some of these messages. Daniel talks about Cody in some of these messages, and he says Malaya was afraid to be even around Cody. And so, I've wondered, does Malaya have anger toward Cody? And now that she's got another child with Daniel, like, could she look at him in a different way, maybe with some postpartum or something, perhaps? I don't know. So I'll show you those messages in a minute.
Public suspects him, says the police did too at the start.
Of course, the stepfather was always a prime suspect. Right?
He says the police suspected him at the start, but he's saying now he doesn't think so. Innocent people do not have to lie nor remember. All you need to do is tell the truth once. That's it.
The beginning.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
I was extremely nervous, especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you.
Yeah. Yeah,
When did you find out the result of your test?
immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
The RCMP's Corporal Guillaume Tremblay is not an investigating officer, but he speaks for the force in Nova Scotia.
You know, it's quite rare that in my career, I've never seen two missing children go at the same time.
Was anything found in any of these searches that was deemed to be of significance? Even if you can't tell me what it was, anything of significance?
So I can tell you that the investigation is ongoing and that we haven't found any evidence to show that there was an abduction of the children.
So you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla. And we are asking for the public for tips and information.
He says the force has received close to 500 tips, some that have taken them elsewhere in the country. But the only confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was the day before they did.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. Sorry, I was muted. This one right here sets alarm bells for me big time. Can you please tell us, Daniel, what you believe Lily and Jack were wearing? He said, I wore both during the search. Navy blue, one first night and one second day. And he said, I can't tell you because it's part of the investigation on clothes they wore. The kids. Yeah, the kids. It was normal days for me, but she had different plans. This is what he says. They don't have on what we think they had on. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, soldier. That is completely, he is completely lying there, in my opinion. Completely lying there, in my opinion. Why? Well, because A, he said it multiple times what the children were wearing on camera and in print. Number two, I can absolutely assure you, Canada, United States, Mexico, the UK, France, China, Australia, South Africa, Denmark, anywhere. If there is a child missing and they discover that the children are wearing something else, they are going to change the flyer. It is very important on what is written on the flyer, the information that they put out. Number three, Daniel, how the hell do you know what the other thing that they are wearing, and why did you tell, I'm assuming the RCMP, obviously, because they put it on the flyer, and you told the press via video, via print, what they are supposedly wearing. Well, that's when he said the sweaters, if he hopes those, he's missing 2 sweaters and he hopes he's not being, set up for it, that if Jack and Lily are found with 2 sweaters, it amazes me, these parents out here, they act, and let me be clear, 99.9% of parents are not like this. Even, bad parents, even if they don't have anything, as long as they don't have anything to do with their child's disappearance. But that's generally not what we cover. But they don't want their kids found. This little small sector, they say they want their kids found and they pretend that they want their kids found. But if you wanted them found, you would absolutely say the truth one freaking time and stick with it. Right? By changing the story, changing your account of what happened is not, it does not help you. It doesn't help you. Changing little things is one thing. Changing the entirety of who's sleeping, who's not, someone taking the children out to the road and coming back and freezing that her mother-in-law is there when she freaking lives there. What? Saying the clothes are different, but you can't say it's part of the investigation. There is no investigation where 2 kids walk off or kidnapped that I can think of that they would not tell you the right clothing. Daniel, I mean, you've got a loose screw if you think law enforcement is saying that what they can't tell you what they're wearing because it's part of the investigation. You are nuts. All kids are loud. It's the parents that need to teach them how to control their emotions. I just don't think they were worked with. Not his kids. Yeah. Okay, I read that one. Yeah. She hasn't spoke but once. Yeah. Once. 2 minutes. A whole 2 minutes in the last 2 months. Yep. That's right. Hold on one second. Crap. Give me 2 seconds. Minutes. Okay. Moving on here. Which screen do I got up? Okay, this one right here. Is her lawyer family or criminal? Do you know? We both have family lawyers, court battle for Meadow. So, I don't believe Malaya has an attorney that's like a criminal attorney. I think it's nothing more than family court. But Malaya, you have spoken 2 minutes in the last 60 days. Congratulations. You have spoken out of every single day. That's 2 seconds a day. 2 seconds. If you divided 2 minutes by the last 60 days, that's 2 seconds a day you've spoken on Jack and Lily. 1 second each for your children per day. Yeah, she wanted birth certificates, school pictures, and 1 stuffed animal for Lily and Jack. No one good thing. She went on about trauma. For the first year, over and over, I had to say to her, stop it. Yes, it's not her hiding. She means them. Well, Daniel, you make all of these wild claims that it's not her hiding them, but she took them out and took them to a car, according to you and Durwood, right? But you also say, if Malaya was around me, she won't come around me because she would crack under me. So you're saying she hasn't told you anything. She hasn't told you anything. So how do you know who has them? How do you know all of this information about what allegedly happened to these children? Oh, thank you, Roxy. Thank you, sweeties. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, lovies. Thank you, baby. You are the best of the best in this community. You're very much loved. I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is, I'm trying to think of the only cases that I have done where 2 children go missing at a time. And the only ones that I can think is Orrin and Orson West. That's it. The West boys. And we know what happened to them. We don't know where they're at still, but their parents are in jail. 2 kids don't go missing like this. Not at this age. Yeah, Sarah, same here. That's how they could apply for it. I mean, Daniel and Malaya would absolutely qualify for, representation. She left because it wasn't working out for her, the same reason she left Cody. Well, she left for some reason, but I don't. There had to be a reason why they didn't go to school Thursday. Something had to have been going on in that home, in their lives. Something had to have been going on. She would crack under me. Dude, they were on crack, and the kids did what they always did and grabbed their packs and left their typical routine. You think so? Where's Lover? She wanted an Amber Alert and then disappeared herself. What was the case where 3 boys and the father went to prison, but they've never been found? 3 boys and the father went to prison? I don't know. I'm trying to think. 3 boys. I mean, there's a father that pewed his little boys, and he went to prison. She don't need a good reason if she wasn't happy, and that's good enough. There was one though. I agree with that, Salty Suspects. I mean, you don't need a reason to leave, right? If someone wants to leave, and they're just not willing to work it out for whatever reason, it is what it is, I agree with that. I know a lot of people fault her for leaving that. Now, because she ended the relationship, again, for whatever reason, I don't fault her so much in leaving the property. What I fault Malaya on is not being proactive to find your kids, right? There's nothing that she is doing that we have seen to be proactive in finding Lily and Jack, other than a 2-minute interview on the second day. National Park, 2 kid siblings. One was 7 and one friend got lost playing. They slept and hid in a hollow. They thought rescue yelling was a bear. Found alive after 5 days. Wow. Little Clara, I'm just surprised that she's alive. I'm just surprised that she was alive. Emma's too afraid to tell the truth and knows she can't lie. But see, that's the thing, Linda. She's spoken to the RCMP, right? Or did she just exercise her rights and not speak? Right? They have said that they are not kidnapped and believe to be deceased. Yeah. Only Durwood thinks they're alive. Well, I mean, I can't say only Durwood, because there is a lot of people that still believe Lily and Jack are alive. I don't. But there's nothing more that I want to be wrong about. Right? Nothing more. Else's reason. And that's a good point too. Why else would she leave? You know, I mean, she obviously didn't want to be with Daniel anymore. Oh, yes, the Skelton brothers. Yep. That's who it was. Skelton brothers. They've still not been found. Maybe we need to cover that sometimes. Let me make a note of that. 3 little blonde-headed boys, I believe. Here they are. They were the cutest little babies. She knows she can't lie. She knows she's a terrible liar. I mean, she might be a terrible liar, but apparently the RCMP didn't break her. But sounds like depression is out of control. Well, there's some messages up here that I've got, and we're going to talk more about them tomorrow. Daniel says she will go as long as she can, but will crack after her mental health is put to the test with exams. I'm saying too much. I believe they're alive, and Malaya knows who drove them from the property. Again, if this is not Daniel telling everything to Durwood and Janie telling everything to Durwood, and God only knows what Durwood is saying back to them. Yes, she's married, VA. She is. I would have thought mental health would have been put to the test after kids went missing. You would think. I think that there's a side to Daniel we don't know. I think Durwood wants to be Daniel's stepdaddy at this point. And it seems like Janie's obliging to that. I'd say to Daniel, what was that? A little hissy bitch. There is no, yeah. I think Durwood is dating Janie hands down. It sounds like it. I mean, Durwood is just wanting, he's wanting a housing plan right now. And what do these guys do that want a housing plan? They give, let me find it here. Where is it? Let me show you. They give a little.
Oh, suka now.
They give a little suki to the sugar mama.
Oh, suka now.
And they get a housing plan. You get a housing plan. You get a housing plan. You get a housing plan. Right? is due to be released November 2025. Perfect. Tripped you out. It's funny. In my opinion, I think there's a side of all of them we don't know. Shannon, I agree. I agree. I am telling you, in my opinion, there is a big something happened at that property. And I think it happened Thursday night. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I tell you, that guy who said it was Wednesday or Thursday that there was a lot of cars there, has me wondering now. Was there something going on? Was there a fight? Was there an event and then a fight afterwards? Something happened. And I think after something happened, someone got mad or they were partying or something. And then maybe something happened to the kids. And I think they freaked, did something, in my opinion. And then Malaya didn't want to stay there with Daniel. And Janie. Which the party is not confirmed, right? The party is not been confirmed. But that guy said it was Wednesday or Thursday. He couldn't remember. He couldn't remember. Which truthfully makes me believe him more. Because, you know, he just says he remembers driving by it and he looked kind of over there because there was all kinds of cars. And, you know, he was a little bit judgmental of the house, and it was just a passing thought, you know, like, oh my God, what the hell are they doing? And you go about your day, you know, when you're passing. Like you pass and you're like, oh, that's a nice house or something like that. And then, you know, a few days later, something happens at that house and you're like, oh, I was just thinking about that house or talking about that house. Like, oh, I would love to live there or something. So, you know, he just passed it. And then he said, that's when Friday, he said he heard it about Friday or Saturday that the kids were missing, and he was finding the, you know, like which house it was. And he was like, my God, I was just talking about that. What kind of heat was on him? What do you mean, what kind of heat? Oh, like Daniel? Daniel said, how did he use it? He said, not the night before, something like that. How many people were at the party? We don't even know that there was a party. I'm not going to say that there's a party. I'm just saying it's the neighbor's word against Daniel's word. And the more Daniel lies, the more I believe that there's a party. Because Daniel lies. Exactly, Christine. He's very clever with his words, just like Edgar. It totally makes sense that there was some kind of party. They probably always had people hanging around. I wonder if that's why they went to the store that evening. The grocery store. I wonder if that's why. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed the appearance? Have you noticed? Yes, he does look better. Daniel looks happy, relaxed, healthier. I think for whatever it was, they're young. Daniel and her, they're young. They're young. And I don't think Malaya is. I think some people are only happy and they think the grass is always greener after a while. And I wonder, is that how Malaya like bounces around? I'm just wondering. I wonder what they got at the grocery store. What did they get at the grocery store on Thursday? Night 10 to so, baby. What did they get at the grocery store on Thursday? Remember, Jack and Lily was seen there. I wonder if they went to the grocery store. They were going to have a little get together. And I think that's it. I wonder if they went to the grocery store, had a little get together, came back, people came over, they put the kids to bed, gave them something, and OD'd. Because people were there. They got paid that day, Karen. It was payday. They got paid that day. Yes, they were at I forgot. I've got the name of it somewhere in my file. They went to it was a grocery store in a mall there. Like a strip mall. Thank you, Magic Star. It really is, Shannon. I heard that Malaya enjoys her liquor. Really? I don't know. Working one day a week isn't much of a payday. Well, they still get unemployment or whatever their version is, and then Malaya gets her tribal money, and they get other means and stuff like that. I know, Angel Mama, it's sad. So sad. How's your kid doing, Angel Mama? Is he doing good? Hope he's good. She wasn't breastfeeding them. Hopefully not. I don't see her breastfeeding. I just don't. I mean, she could, but I don't see it. Might have known Daniel could have taken care of it before she woke up. What does a booze hound look like? A booze hound? I'm sure if you go to a bar, you'll find plenty of them. Is she enrolled? She get what? Tribal funds? I say tribe. First Nation is what I think they call it there. She gets $2,100 for the kids, $700 each. There was something else they was saying that she got though. Can't remember. I can't remember what nation. We have one of the people that's one of my members here. They're in the same nation as Malaya. Let me see here. I'll tell you. Melissa, honey, I didn't see this earlier, did I? Thank you so much, Justin, the mommy. Cannot imagine these kids were that young and awake alone, and they didn't bother to check on the bull. Those babies are still with us. Just sounds awful. Those poor babies' hugs. I know, Melissa. And how does a mother do it? How does she do it? Thank you for your support, my dear. I really do appreciate you. Very, very much, Melissa. Hope you and your family are well. She might not be in here now, but she's in the same nation as, yeah, that's it. I can't say it. Why did Durwood say she didn't have access to her money since a few months? Why does Durwood say what Durwood does? You know what I mean? The first part of his name is Dur. I'm so immature right now, guys. I need to go to bed. I love you all. I do appreciate you. Thank you all for being with me today. I really do appreciate it. I was going to cancel my live, to be quite honest with you, which I never cancel my lives. But I've had a bad day. I usually try to have really good days. But you know, no rain, no flowers, right? So yes, there you go. There she is. There she is. Love you guys too, honey. Hope tomorrow's better. It will. It will be. The show's got to go on. Justin, I believe you need a break. Well, no rest for the weary, and the righteous doesn't need any. So whether I'm weary or righteous, you don't get rest. Happy 4th of July to both of you. Tomorrow we're going to be cooking out and doing a cookout and stuff. So I may be on earlier tomorrow. and then I may be on later. We're going to let off some fireworks, crackers, whatever they are, here in a little bit. But I will, yeah, I'm on, yeah. I come here on every holiday, whether it's, I come here even on Christmas evening, because there's a lot of lonely people out there. You know what I mean? So happy Independence Day to all of you guys in America. Let freedom ring since 1776, baby. I don't know, Lolo. I'll probably be here tomorrow about 4-ish. Durwood wants $150,000. Listen, whoever can find Lily and Jack, let them have it. Durwood, whoever, go for it, get it. But say the right things in the meantime, or just tell RCMP and let them deal with it. Yes, it was just Canada Day. Yes, we was talking Happy Canada Day. Oh, Canada. Thank you, Native Girl. I appreciate you very much. 40 years old. Yeah. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Justice for Jack and Lily Sullivan. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless. Are you? I don't think so, VA. You believe Malaya's recollection? I try a little intimate fun. Thank you, Angel Mama. Good night, everyone. Good night, Soldier, Roxy, Lolo, Lucan, Angel, Carol, Susan, Webbs, YouTuber. I wish I could text you back. Do you have WhatsApp? I've got good fireworks. Yes. Check into the Skeleton Mom. I know all about the Skeleton Mom. Yep. I remembered as soon as y'all said it. Yeah. Very weird story that they crafted too. All right, Joe. Let freedom ring with your little guinea pigs. I want to see little Independence Day patriotic guinea pig pictures. I'm waiting for it. What can I do to Remy tomorrow to make her look patriotic? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. All right, guys. Love you too, guys. All right. Bye-bye.